It's 5 year. I mean, it's 6 year. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, I will open it now. Let me connect so we can see. Hello. Yes, Oscar. Okay. Mm.
Yeah, all right. Share screen. Yeah. Okay. Mhm. All right, yeah. Yeah, that was already a good introduction, but yeah, so just an overview. As you can tell, there's a lot of AI models and everything just becoming very, very popular these days and a lot more capable. And so decided to integrate like a voice-to-voice feature for all the Liquid Galaxy apps for this year's GSoC, and maybe in the future we'll do it for like past and future projects. But yeah, my project kind of revolves around the REST API that allows users to convert like audio to text, which is the speech to text part, and then text back to audio, which is the text to speech. So it goes from voice to voice. And as well as I have another feature that allows users to send data to popular LLMs via Grok. So the Grok API um, is a service that where you can pass in stuff, messages to LLMs like like Llama, Google Gemma, and then it speeds up the response a lot. So to utilize this, it really reduces like the response rate and kind of makes it sound like a real like communication, so that there's no big delay in like when we're getting a response. And then for the speech to text and text to speech models, there's also a lot of like optional parameters. So and a lot of different models that contributors can select from. So they have a lot of contributors will have like a lot of freedom to be like creative and kind of select what they think is the best for their application and for their use case. So just kind of going over a few of the models. Speech to text, we have three Google Cloud AI with Gemini, DeepGram Assembly AI. Text to speech is also Google Cloud, DeepGram, 11 Labs, and then one of the models that Mentor Vidant worked with last year, which is the Bark text to speech. And then the LLMs via Grok, there are four, and actually there are five, yeah, four. Actually, there should be one more, but because recently the Google Gemma 9B has been integrated. But yeah, there are five models that you can use for that. And I think, yeah, most of it is just going to be the demo for now. So, yeah. So, mhm, mhm,
Hello, how are you?
yeah. So the repository is going to have a few documents. So initially, you're just going to have a brief overview of like the README and kind of showing the models that are available and everything. And then we also have like the API documentation. So this is just to help kind of set up everything. So right now the API is Dockerized, where later I'm going to publish it to Docker Hub and provide everything. And yeah, it just kind of makes it easier for everyone to set up. And I also give instructions on how to get each like credentials for every single API, because I think especially with the Google one, it was kind of very difficult to set up and find like know where to go. So I created documentation for setting up everything. Yeah, and then just the API endpoints, which is just three of them. And then if you go to the model documentation, yeah, the model documentation is going to have like an overview of all the models. So, and then as well as all the required, so required, and then some optional parameters, so that users can customize, however they want to do their application. And yeah, we have a list of just everything, all the speech to text, text to speech, as well as the Grok models. And then last but not least, we have the pricing documentation. Yeah. So I broke this down into how much free usage some APIs get, as well as the actual pricing once you reach that tier. I don't personally think we're gonna really go too far above free usage, considering yeah, our use cases. But this is just for contributors to kind of, I guess, decide on their own and see what's best for their application. But yeah, let me just run the API. So second, yeah, Mhm. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Yeah, so if we go to like our API, for example, so the way I made my API is that, um, yeah, I think when you normally when you call each of these APIs, they have like very like big subfields of like nested objects and like nested parameters, which kind of can confuse people and like make it difficult to set up. So what I did is just make everything into like, so users can just pass in one JSON object on like the same level, and they can just pass in any fields that they want. The ones that are required have to be there, of course, but then anything optional they can always stick in the same level. So it's just like one simple object they can pass in, and then my code handles everything. So and then yeah, so users contributors don't have to worry about like sending the big object. So let's say if we go to make a post request, let's say speech to text. And pass in body data. So let's say for the model, let's fetch let's take the Google one. So that's Google Cloud speech to text. I'm gonna paste that in here and go audio and pass in a file. So I have a demo file already ready on desktop. Oops. Yeah. So here's an example like wave file that I already preset, and then model, yeah. And then if we send that, we can give it a few seconds. It's not all models are very, very, very quick, but I guess yeah. That would be dependent on yeah. So we get back a text. So this is the transcribed audio. So here we get a bunch of text that the audio file actually generated. And then, for example, let's say if we move on to text to speech and pass in, let's see, raw JSON. So the text to speech, we pass in model and let's pick any model for, let's see, we can use Google again. Model, we can go Google Cloud text to speech, and then for the content is what we're actually going to transcribe. So let's say, hello, how are you doing today? And if we pass this in, we're going to select, and we get the audio file. I don't know if you can hear the audio, but yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's, yeah, it says the exact same thing as what the content would say. So, and then if you go back to the last one, which is the Grok model, and we take in, let's say, let's use the latest Gemma model. And then yeah, so Grok is like the text to text response, which is a very quick way of getting like a response from an LLM, which I think people can integrate. So same thing. All I do is switch the model, leave the content the same. I'm just gonna ask the same question. Hello, how are you doing today? I'm gonna send it. And oh geez, wait, I will take a look at that error in a bit. But let's sorry, let me go back to another model. Um, oh, my bad. Okay, the reason that didn't work is because I forgot to switch the endpoint. Okay, so for if I switch to Grok, sorry about that. and pass in the text, it will get a response. I ask, hello, how are you doing today? And just like AI, usually a lot of AI models go like, hey, I'm an AI language model and I don't have personal feelings, but I can help you. And yeah, it's kind of a brief overview of my project. And I think probably next steps are, I think, providing some ways that contributors can integrate, like when they record their, like when they talk into the mic, it will record something and then transcribe it into an audio file, and then they can just send that file into the API. So that's probably something I'm just gonna like write in the documentation so it's easier for everyone to set up. But yeah, this is the brief overview of my projects. So yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely looking into more. I was looking into like there's like Microsoft Azure. The setup was very, very difficult, so I'm still working on it. I remember there was also one that you sent about the chat TTS. I think it was text to speech. I that for some reason I just that the setup for that just wasn't working and it kept on running into errors. I kept on trying to fix stuff, but then yeah, for now I left it alone. But just and then yeah, and then try to just get everything done. And then yeah, I'm now going back to adding more models, so users have more like freedom to choose more. So this is gonna get bigger for sure. But yeah.
Well, I had experience with Grok, and I'm using a different model for speech to text in my application. Flutter provides an inbuilt model for that, so I'm using that one. And the response has been pretty good, so
Mm.
I've been thinking on using that as well.
Flutter, there's like a
Flutter
library.
itself,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So that, yeah.
No, as Steven said, I too tried the Flutter TTS and
Mhm.
text to speech and speech to text that was default given in the community by Flutter.
Mhm.
No, I'm using Grok.
Yes, local Gemma.
I have a question. I don't really know the model exists that does this, but I thought it could be good if we integrated a model that takes in a music or an audio that is a music, not just voice recording, and we can use this as an extra multimodality in the app. So to convert this into, for example, text or theme
Mhm.
to know which city or country does this music represent, for example, and be able to use it in the app. I'm not sure if this can be done, but I think this can be a good idea.
Mm.
I mean, I was thinking about the use cases. I think the use cases are not very familiar to any Liquid Galaxy use cases. But the idea is really great.
I actually like the idea as well, but yeah, for the use cases, I will have to say that if you can just find some use cases and let us know, then that would be, I would say, something that we can think about more.
I wanted to ask whether your speech to text endpoint has like support for like a stream of voice so that it continuously sends back the basically recognized words as a stream.
Hmm. Yeah, that is one thing I was definitely thinking of, but I think with just because it's like an API, like it's kind of like you have to just make requests. So like you could send it as like maybe chunks, but I think with the risk of like audio like getting lost and stuff, I think yeah, my final decision was it's just safer and kind of more realistic with the nature of how this is structured, just to make it like sending a file. Yeah. Hmm.
So for context, basically like yeah, can I just continue? Yeah, so for context, basically, I was trying to implement a part where the user can have like open-ended conversations. So the user can speak whatever they want,
Mhm.
and the app would recognize words from it. Say if I entered, say if I said the word "move" in any of my sentences, it will recognize that and it would use that as a command for controlling the Liquid Galaxy. So for that, a stream-enabled API would have been actually really helpful because Android
Mhm.
doesn't support that natively, and our
Mhm.
apps are built in Android. So.
Yeah. I can definitely take a look again to kind of see if I can get it to work, but yeah, I'll give it a shot, but we'll see. Yeah. I'll keep you updated. And Mhm.
Yeah, I had a question, Ryan.
Mhm.
See, when you register, like for example, when you register for Google Maps in the Google website, it asks for a credit card, right? So
Mhm.
when and if we would use your text to speech API, right?
Mhm.
And you have a couple of steps. Do those steps include credit card? And apart from that, there are some like you mentioned some free chunks. Like this is the free amount that we can use. So do
Mhm.
we need some form of registration in all of that, or we can use that something like Grok that gives us a simple thing. We just register on it and we get it for free.
Um, I don't I never put in my credit card info for the API, but I'll definitely double check. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I'll double check with the Google one and I'll let you know. Yeah.
All right, that should be fine.
Mhm.
I will think about it like after completing all my features.
Mhm.
AAB uploads. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Have a nice day.